please be seated. I call upon the Chairman of Governors, Professor Sean Hilton, who will now open today's proceedings.
Former Worshipful Mayor, Councillor Beryl Baxter, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, most importantly graduates, welcome to today's graduation ceremony for the Anglo-European College of Chiropractic. Despite the somewhat gloomy November weather outside, this is a very sunny day and a very happy and fulfilling occasion. It always is, and I have no doubt today will be as well. It's a great pleasure to welcome everybody here. I will say a few words again at the end, but for now I'm going to pass over to the formal beginning of the ceremony for today. Thank you.
Call upon the Principal, Professor Chaim O'Teal, who will now present his annual report.
Former Mayor of Bournemouth, Councillor Beryl Baxter, Mr. Baxter, honoured guests, ladies, gentlemen, and of course, graduates. Today marks for me the 15th anniversary of having had the privilege to stand behind this lecture. However, there is one crucial difference. Whilst in the previous years, it was for the purpose of taking the chiropractic oath from the graduates, today, I have the honour of delivering my first report as principal of the AECC, and of course, celebrating the achievements of all the graduates in front of me. This is a task which I can honestly say I face with pride and joy, but also some amount of trepidation, since AECC's immediate past principal, Dr. Ken Bauer, is amongst us today, and I'm sure he must be taking notes. However, it also gives me the opportunity to extend to Ken my personal thanks for having been extremely supportive and helpful as the outgoing principal during the transitional phase. Before I start on my report, there's one other individual whom I would like to recognize and thank for all that he has done for the AECC. And that individual is Professor Sean Hilton, the retiring chairman of the AECC Board of Governors. Sean has been chair of the board for 6 years, and there is no doubt that both the college and the board itself have benefited greatly from his educational and managerial skills, expert knowledge, and very skillful chairmanship. Sean will be replaced by Adrian Wild, another long-term friend and supporter of the AECC. Adrian has chaired the Finance and General Purposes Committee of the AECC board for a number of years, and therefore will bring with him an intricate knowledge of the institution. So as you see, governance of the institution will continue to be in excellent hands, and I, for one, truly look forward to working together with Adrian in the years to come. My report to you needs to be seen within the context of a time when the higher education sector within the UK has entered a more challenging period than it has perhaps ever known during the last few decades. Figures released by the University and Colleges Admission System in October of this year have shown that total university applicants in England had fallen by approximately 9%. It is estimated that the undergraduate cohort of students starting university this autumn was smaller by about 50,000 individuals when compared to last year. It therefore gives me great pleasure to be able to say to you today that recruitment of students to the chiropractic program has reached the enrollment target we had set for the current academic year. We are now in the second year of our new chiropractic curriculum, which is based on 3 years of study, leading to a Bachelor of Science honors degree, followed by a further 2 years in clinic, culminating in a postgraduate Master's of Science degree in chiropractic. In March of this year, this program underwent scrutiny by a panel of experts appointed by the European Council on Chiropractic Education and achieved accreditation for the maximum period of 5 years. The final report did not raise any concerns, and one of the strengths included our links with Bournemouth, our validating university. And at this point, I would like to thank Anne Fernandez, Head of Service Excellence, for representing the university on the platform today. Another strength mentioned within the Council's report referred to the collegiate and family ethos that pervades the whole college. Faculty, support staff, and students, who all contribute to its overall success. I feel that this last statement in particular embodies what the AECC has been about for many years, and I hope will continue to be one of the college's main strengths for a long time. Although the major share of the activities of the college relate to the chiropractic studies, we must certainly recognize the significant and relatively recent growth within our postgraduate department and celebrate the achievements of our postgraduate students also. Today alone, we have almost 40 students graduating with either a postgraduate certificate, a postgraduate diploma, or a master's degree. Our postgraduate certificate, Professional Development in Chiropractic, underwent successful revalidation this spring and is now aligned with the post-registration training program run by the College of Chiropractors, which, in case you haven't heard it yet, has just been granted a royal charter by Her Majesty the Queen. This is a fantastic achievement and ultimately of great benefit for the chiropractic profession. The fact that compared to the same time last year, we have an additional 30 students enrolled in our postgraduate programs this year, resulting in a total of about 130 postgraduate students, just reflects the successful development and growth of the AECC in this area. Our continuous professional development provision has also had an outstanding year, and it appears that our decision to go global and deliver some of our CPD courses in other countries has proven to be a popular model with a number of the national chiropractic associations. I think all of this reflects extremely well on the academic and pedagogic skills and capabilities of our faculty and the hard work of our academic support staff, thus enabling the AECC to deliver higher education at these advanced levels. For the first time, we developed and validated through the Open College Network a new Access to Higher Education diploma course. This diploma offers successful graduates another possible entry route into university-level education, and as such will widen access, especially for mature students. This September, we enrolled over 20 students onto this Access diploma and anticipate that a number of them will apply to the chiropractic program next year. We have continued to be very active in our research endeavors and have recently appointed a senior researcher to lead our new health services research unit for the routine collection of patient-reported outcome measures in chiropractic practices throughout the UK. This post is being funded jointly by the British Chiropractic Association and the AECC. On the basis of a number of successful grants from the European Chiropractic Union Research Fund, We now have several PhD students investigating the spinal kinematics of the neck and the lower back in individuals, including the investigation of back pain and spinal pain in movement in individuals who are below the knee amputees. As a matter of fact, there are now a total of 4 full-time PhD students working out of our research institute in these areas and in collaboration with Bournemouth University. The underlying technology, which had been developed by Professor Alan Breen, has gained full FDA approval this year in the USA. In conjunction with the Research Design Services Southwest, which is based at Bournemouth University, we are at the initial stages of developing a grant application to the National Institute for Health Research for a randomized clinical trial comparing GP usual care with chiropractic care, focusing on cost effectiveness. As you can see, our college is certainly growing and expanding its academic and research provisions, in line with our new strategic plan and vision, which was approved by the board earlier this year. A very clear external recognition of having achieved a mature status as a provider of higher education in the UK is the fact that we are now accredited by the Quality Assurance Agency. This is no mean feat to achieve for a small independent institution such as us. We were visited and scrutinized by a panel for a total of 7 days throughout the first half of the year. And I must pay particular thanks to all staff involved in preparing the self-evaluation document and meeting with the panel. I also want to thank the AECC Student Union and its officers, who also prepared a separate and very lengthy and thorough document and met with the panel throughout the days. The students' input was invaluable and very much helped to contribute to a very good outcome of this particular and very important accreditation. As everyone knows, technology has exploded in the past decade. Just 10 years ago, there were no electronic tablets, no Facebook, no iPhones. Twitter was still a sound coming from most likely out of a tree. The cloud was a fluffy white thing in the sky. 3G and 4G were parking spaces. LinkedIn was likely to be a prison. Skype was a typo. And apps stood for application you had to submit in order to attend university. Therefore, in order to keep pace with the demands of the electronic world, social media, and for our students to be able to access resources remotely, we have upgraded our servers and our Wi-Fi capability across campus. We have also further enhanced the student experience in our clinic by improving on the content and immediacy of feedback on clinical performance by using electronic tablets instead of the old paper-based system. And we are currently investigating remote access for students to the individual clinical diaries. We are proud of our achievements and feel there is purpose and momentum in what we do. I have talked about the development of our institution, of our programs, and student numbers. However, the true reputation of an educational establishment does not depend on the splendor of its buildings or facilities, nor the overall number of its students, but on the quality of its members and the nature of its contribution to learning. So I'm sure, brethren, that you would like to join me in applauding and thanking our exceptional faculty for the delivery of teaching and learning at the college. This delivery would not be possible without the continuous support from our administrators. And on a day like today, we would especially like to thank the registry personnel and all those who have made this day possible. And of course, we're extremely proud of your achievements, dear graduates, as well. You have also committed yourself to education over these many years, investing much time and effort to reach your goal. And talking about investment, I think you and I should thank parents, families, partners, and friends that have supported you in so many different ways throughout this journey. I cannot end my report without briefly saying something about Britain's Golden Summer, the 2012 Olympics and Paralympics. Although they have sadly gone, we're extremely fortunate to have gained a small piece of the Olympic legacy by having one of our own chiropractic students, who is now in his final year, representing his country, Germany, at the Games. In September, we also co-organized and hosted, in partnership with colleagues from the British School of Osteopathy, a very successful multidisciplinary sports conference at the college. Furthermore, we were exceptionally lucky to be able to host 3 members of the Icelandic Olympic team and their coaches on campus for close to 2 weeks during the final stages of the training in preparation for the Games. It was also the first time chiropractors were officially represented as part of the medical services at the Olympic Village. Leading on from this very last point, I'm extremely pleased to have one of the chiropractic members of the medical services at the Games as our invited graduation speaker today. Dr. Richard Brown is the President of the British Chiropractic Association, the Secretary of the European Chiropractors Union, the Secretary General of the European Academy of Chiropractic, and the most experienced and busiest chiropractic medical legal expert this country has ever seen. Above all, he's a very successful clinician. Impossible, you may think, but let's not forget, the man is an AECC alumnus after all. Finally, dear graduates, you are the future. And although today marks for you the official end of a well-earned and greatly deserved educational achievement, one that allows you to join an exceptional profession, I expect you to go on learning. I expect you to continually improve upon what you can do for your patients, your family, and those close and dear to you. If, in the aftermath of tomorrow's celebrations, you find some quiet moments to reflect, just think about the transformation you have gone through whilst you were at the AECC. Your time here has clearly not only been about education, but also about life experience, individual growth, and change. Just in the way this personal transformation will never leave you, we will never let you go. You will always be AECC graduates, and the AECC will always be there for you. Thank you. I, the principal of the Anglo-European College of Chiropractic, declare the congregation open for the awards.
Professor Jenny Bolton, Vice Principal, Postgraduate Studies and Research, will now present the postgraduate graduates.
Principal, in the name and by the authority of the Anglo-European College of Chiropractic, I present to you the following for the award of Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice in Chiropractic Pediatrics. Leila Hansen with merit. With merit. Suzanne Ling Rossi with merit. Greta Fosterson with merit. Principal, I present to you the following for the award of Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice in Clinical Sciences. Olivia Canoon with merit. Principal, I present to you the following for the award of Postgraduate Diploma in Ultrasound in General and Gynecology. Maria Fatima Digara with distinction. Principal, I present to you the following for the award of Master of Science in Ultrasound in General. Altaf Shamsuddin with distinction. Principal, I present to you the following for the award of Master Science in Ultrasound in Musculoskeletal. David Allen with merit. Shaikh Ikechikara Hafwale. Joel Adbishi Oshoja with merit. Eric Johan Shea with distinction.
Arvid Torkelson, Vice Principal, Undergraduate Studies in Quality, will now present the undergraduate graduates.
Principal, I present to you the following for the award of Master of Chiropractic. James David Adams with merit. Mia Musson with merit. Joseph Andrew Oracle with distinction. Håkon Johan Bay. Robert Labassi Bevan with merit. Oliver Charles Beasley. Uberto Michael Bayer with merit. Blackwell. Saoirse Ann Boardman. Anastasia Mary Cash with merit. Edwin Chang Tin Chung with merit. Nathan Joseph Chilton with merit. Jonathan Simon Hodgson Collins with merit. Sheena Carol Craig with distinction. Ian Kirk James Crombie with distinction. Jerry Mark Duquesne with merit. Ricky Clifford Davis with distinction. Fleur Veronique Dehan with distinction. Thomas Edward Donaldson with distinction. Tina Eckholt with merit. David Michael Elliott with merit. Fabian Elzas with distinction. Stine Seestad Andresen with distinction. Guy Patrick Falco with merit. Claire Marie Farmer with merit. Lucy Forster with merit. Kylie Ann Foster with merit. Andrew Garbett with merit. Laura Helen Gibbs with distinction. Catalina Yagler with merit. Julia K. Dover with merit. Jordan Peter Gregory with merit. Celia Gustafsdottir with distinction. Niam Hassan with merit. Martin Heimatz with merit. Hellard with distinction. Martina Granlund Hellset. David Malcolm Hill with merit. Paul William Hindle with merit. Amanda Jane Hodgkins with merit. Katrina Hoff with merit. Catherine Cecilia Hughes with merit. Karen Easted with distinction. Stuart William Jones with merit. Signe Vamund Jönsson with merit. Kjell Chikanis. Alessandro Capsulis. Francis Kelly with merit. Chang Min Kim with merit. Marcus Knuppel with merit. Esther Khan. Julia Johanna Kopf with merit. Lisa Katz with merit. Sylvie Christensen with merit. Benedicte Helene Langlo. Yusufa Longkar with distinction. Damien LaRue. Kip Lippens with distinction. Judy Lynn with merit. Lee David McFarland with merit. Ruth Lemon Julius Melbourne with distinction. Young Drew Moon with merit. Verity Lynn Moore with merit. Jonas Rafael Hofer. Calman Merchants with merit. Dina Nilsson with merit. Annette Nilsson with merit. John David O'Neill with distinction. Thomas David Palmer with merit. Inju Park with merit. Jan Christer Pedersen with merit. Janissa Fanny Pellissier with merit. Lawrence Richard Plant with merit. Chloe Rebecca Louise Powell with distinction. Philippa Ann Pantis with distinction. Anne-Françoise Elisabeth Gris-Odette Ramakas. Imogen Mary Brisbane Rawson with distinction. Rebecca Claire Reese with distinction. Mark Brewer with distinction. Fiona Peggy Russell with distinction. Sharon Saki with merit. Dennis Shear with merit. Maria Schrock with merit. Katarina Teresa Schwintek with merit. Archie Cameron Henry Scott with merit. With merit. Dirk-Jan Sicking with merit. Mary Simmons with distinction. Paul Sommerfeld with merit. Line Marlene Nylund Sørensen with merit. Spiros Spiridis with merit. With distinction. Richard Oliver Slottman with merit. Valedictorian with merit. With merit. Dominic van Bodicum with distinction. Maria van Loon with merit. Jacob Jochum Thomas van Glemmen. Nicolas Weston with merit. Graduates who have not attended this ceremony are recognised in absentia. That concludes the presentation of candidates for their awards.
Dr. Francis Wilson will now administer the AECC Chiropractic oath.
Can I ask you please to refer to the chiropractic oath on the reverse of your packs? Candidates for the Master of Chiropractic, please stand. I'd like you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise before those here present that I will keep the AECC Chiropractic oath. I will hold my teachers in esteem and respect. I will follow only the methods of treatment which I consider will benefit my patients. I will practice my profession without distinction of race, creed or colour. I will place no consideration above that of the welfare of my patients. I will keep confidential all things revealed to me as a physician. I will abide by and hold sacred both the letter and spirit of this oath throughout my professional life. Graduates, remain standing and please turn to face the congregation. Please change your tassel from the right to the left-hand side.
call upon Richard Brown, DC, our guest speaker, who will now deliver the graduation address.
Councillor Baxter, distinguished guests, Professor Teal, members of the Board of Governors, members of faculty, proud parents, and above all, graduates. The first thing that I would like to say is thank you to AECC for giving me the extraordinary honour of standing before you today at this 2012 graduation ceremony. When I have sat here upon this stage for the last few years and have listened to the wise words of those who have gone before me, I had no idea that I too would one day be called upon to deliver the graduation address at this wonderful event. As I look out across a sea of faces, fronted by a wave of caps and gowns before me, my mind is cast back to my own graduation. In those days, AECC graduation ceremonies were in July, a matter of days after the final results were announced, while the disbelief that we had passed was still sinking in. And random drug testing would have continued to pick up strong traces of the adrenaline caffeine mix that had powered us through our clinic exit exams. As a very proud graduate of AECC, I remember that summer's day back in 1990 when I stood where you graduates are standing now. I felt exhilarated. Exhilarated knowing that my career as a chiropractor lay before me. Exhilarated knowing that my student days of poring over endless books and papers were finally over. And exhilarated from the pride that those closest to me had in my achievements. As we gather here on this wonderful day, it's worth taking a minute to reflect on the journeys that have brought you to this celebration of your academic success. Some of you will have been inspired by parents or grandparents who are themselves chiropractors. There will be those of you whose path into the profession will have been prompted by witnessing the power of chiropractic, either personally or through seeing the health of a loved one transform through chiropractic adjustments. You will have been driven into the profession by a desire to replicate the skills of those from whom so much benefit was derived. Some of you will have started your lives on a different track. Your route to chiropractic will have been steered by a fierce desire to communicate a culture of health and wellness without drugs or surgery, to tread a different path, outside of that which has become Western society's cultural norm of a pill for every ill. A few of you will have fallen into the profession quite by accident. Rather than have taken a conscious path, you will have been parachuted into the world of chiropractic by chance. Like a sudden, violent hurricane, serendipity will have struck with full force. For you, there will have been no road to Damascus moment, no calling, and no sense of crusading for a higher cause. Chiropractic just seemed to leap out in front of you, and with no available escape route, you just ploughed in. And I suppose that's what happened to me. Growing up in North Devon, in a farm worker's cottage, my father milked cows, and my mother was a school dinner lady. Both were strong advocates of education, yet neither had a single qualification to their name and no one in a number of generations had gone on to higher education. Mine was a farming community, and it was generally accepted that on leaving school, a state comprehensive, you went into a job connected in some way with agriculture. So it was from a young age that I fell in love with the idea of becoming a vet. It was all I wanted to do. For some inexplicable reason, the prospect of getting up in the middle of a cold winter's night to embark on a mission that would end with my thrusting my arm into a cow's bottom seemed hugely appealing. But please let me say at this point, for the avoidance of doubt, that this ambition has long since passed. But sadly for me, mock A-level exams came and went, and I had to bite the bullet and realise that a career that being bitten, scratched, crushed and kicked was not going to become a reality. Faced with no plan B, and with the rising expectation that I would be spending my life posing that immortal question, do you want fries with that? My saviour came in the form of my biology teacher, who suggested that those without the foggiest idea what to do in life might consider chiropractic as a career. I had not heard of chiropractic. I did not know what a chiropractor was. No one in my family could help me out, and the internet did not exist. At that time, at North Devon College, there were two of us in the wayward and vulnerable group. Me and a classmate, Tom Staines. Tom was even more lost than I was. Anyway, having both been directed to this obscure profession, which neither of us knew how to pronounce properly, we were both steered in the direction of AECC and promptly ordered our prospectuses. Employment prospects, we were told, were excellent. Job security was assured, and the profession, tiny though it was on the up. Tom and I excitedly leafed through the prospectus and talked of us becoming chiropractors and dreamt of setting up in practice together. In honouring our respective names, we agreed we would call ourselves the Brown Staines Chiropractic Clinic. Thank heavens it never came to pass. In the end, Tom chose a different career, and it was just me that took that blind leap of faith. The 1986 prospectus was somewhat meagre in content, but contained enough information to make me think that this was a career worth pursuing. In those days, to be offered a place, successful candidates had to have been recommended by a BCA chiropractor, and I was duly sent a list from which I could choose where to be interviewed. My closest chiropractor was in Taunton. Even in those days, Tim J had been around for years. And as I sat before this wise stage, it seemed as though I had been granted an audience with the Dalai Lama of chiropractic. In what I still regard as my finest effort in the art of blagging my way through an interview, I managed to convince Tim, somewhat reluctantly I'm sure, to recommend me. This was July 1986, and the term started 8 weeks later. Modest A-level success secured my place, and I found myself bound for the seaside. So armed with my worldly possessions and a knowledge of chiropractic that could easily be contained on the back of a postage stamp, I arrived in Bournemouth, by far the biggest metropolis I had ever experienced. It was a world away from the environment in which I'd grown up. But in our class of 100 or so, 30 of whom were Danish and 5 of whom were called Nielsen, we soon settled in. Now, as I'm sure you graduates will remember, those first few nervous days, but like me, will reflect on your time at AECC with great affection. It has an atmosphere of its own, and I think every one of its graduates retains a spiritual connection which occupies a special place in our hearts. We learned a lot in those first few months. As fumbling novices, we were introduced to the joys of identifying bony landmarks, as our chiselled frames were scrutinised by our colleagues, as we stood shivering in our underwear, as the chilly Bournemouth breeze whistled through the open windows. Gone were the days of throwing on anything in the morning and hoping for the best. Bitter experience, usually gained by being singled out as a demonstration model for the rest of the class, quickly taught us the paramount importance of ensuring that our underpants, if indeed we remember to put any on, were not inside out and not the wrong way round. So it was, after 3 years of countless exams, multiple modules, practical tests and terrifying clinic entrance exams, that I was unleashed on an unsuspecting public as a senior intern. And 12 months after that, I found myself graduating under the watchful eyes of a number of the very same faculty members who are here with me on the stage this afternoon. I had made it. This afternoon, you, as graduates, have made it. Today's date, Friday the 16th of November 2012, will forevermore be etched in your minds as you receive your degrees. These awards mark the culmination of years of study, hours of examinations and tense minutes of anticipation as you nervously awaited the results that would herald the dawn of your careers as chiropractors. But you have arrived. Before each of you lies a career of variety, opportunity, and fulfillment. One of the products of education is that it provides life choices. The more education and knowledge you acquire, the richer life becomes. And as educated and as knowledgeable chiropractors, the world now lies before you. Of course, education and knowledge are useless without application. AECC has provided you with the tools to go forth and achieve success. You have been provided with a unique skill set. Your years of study have equipped you as health professionals to bring relief to those in distress, to give hope to those whose lives feel hopeless, and to restore confidence to those whose lives may have been blighted by pain. It is an awesome responsibility. Yet true success as a healthcare professional will not depend on the amount of knowledge you've acquired in your minds, nor the degree of dexterity you have developed in your hands. These are indeed important attributes, but true success in chiropractic will come from far deeper within you. True success will come from our attitudes, our beliefs, and our expectations. You, the graduates of today, will become the leaders of tomorrow. Leadership will shape our future and will determine our direction. It will require careful reflection on past events and strategic thinking to forge new paths. Your future, our future, is literally in your hands. You, the class of 2012, have not qualified merely to make a living. You are here to make the world live more amply, with greater vision, and with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you will impoverish yourselves if you forget this important task. As Winston Churchill once said, you make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give. Imagine a time when those at the lowest ebb of poverty and distress can freely access chiropractic to obtain relief from chronic back pain. Imagine a time where in hospitals throughout the world, chiropractic care is delivered as a routine service. Imagine a time when chiropractic is part of the mainstream healthcare community and where our contribution is recognised, respected and revered. This is a vision for the future. But by uniting with a common aim, it is a vision for the chiropractic profession that is both realistic and achievable. It's a vision that none of us should ever lose sight of, no matter how long we've been in practice. An unwavering commitment to excellence, high standards of care, and placing our patients at the very heart of everything we do will help us to fulfill this vision. As you've already demonstrated by your academic success, it is vision that drives you through the hard times, gives you the determination to succeed, provides hope and gives you direction. Your careers lie before you, and I can tell you that for each and every one of you, there lies vast opportunities. We all aspire to be successful, and as you embark on your careers, I wish you all amazing success. But as you all know, success is never accidental. Whether it be in business, or finance, or industry, or healthcare, success is hewn from mining diamonds from the grime of the coalface, of navigating the treacherous waters of resistance, and overcoming the hurdles of naysayers with their gloomy predictions of imminent demise. Success comes from seeing sunshine through clouds, and from recognizing the opportunity that arises from adversity. In nearly 120 years of its existence, the chiropractic profession can cite many occasions where, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, it has emerged triumphant from dark periods of opposition. This resistance and fortitude has given us a profession of which today, in 2012, we can be justly proud. There are two highlights that I think are worthy of specific mention. The first is chiropractic's involvement in the London 2012 Olympic Games. For the first time at the Summer Olympics and Paralympics, chiropractic was included as one of the host medical services in its polyclinics. 28 chiropractors worked alongside the finest medical experts in the UK to provide what was hailed by the International Olympic Committee as the best healthcare facility ever provided at an Olympic or Paralympic Games. My own disappointment at having been rejected for the Team GB synchronised diving team was replaced by the joy of having been selected to work in the London Polyclinic. A proud, life-changing and unforgettable experience that will never be erased from my mind. AECC also played its part in the Games, and I was delighted to come down to the college when it hosted and provided chiropractic support to members of the Icelandic Olympic team. The second good news story of 2012 was announced just last week. In what has been hailed as one of the greatest achievements since the Chiropractors Act, the College of Chiropractors was granted royal assent. Again, this is a story of determination and persistence. And the eventual success has been down to the unerring vision of the College of Chiropractors leadership, headed by none other than my interviewer from that faithful day in Taunton, Dr. Tim Jay. But what of you individual chiropractors? Chiropractors who are successful in their clinics have recognised that it is truly amazing service, delivered with unrivaled passion, that reaps the rewards. They have recognised that becoming masters of communication and the most literate readers of human nature are vital keys to success. They have realised that a mindset of serving patients to the exclusion of all other motives must become the mantra with which they conduct their chiropractic lives. After all, chiropractic is not just a job. It's a career, a vocation, a calling, and a lifestyle. I was told very early on in my career that if you look after your patients, they will look after you. Nothing could be more true. So communicating happiness, positivity and reassurance in daily practice is as important as any other clinical attribute. Far too often, medicine and healthcare has been reduced to science and unequivocal evidence of effectiveness. Yet while we know that science must underpin what we do, effective chiropractic care also depends on the art of health delivery and a philosophy of service. AECC will have given you a fantastic education, and has equipped you to embark on your careers with excitement and passion. Hold on to those attributes. I still get a buzz when a new patient books in, or when an existing patient refers a friend or family member. It still excites me when I see a full diary, or when a patient tells me how chiropractic has changed their lives. I have no secret weapons and no armoury of tricks. I'm just a normal chiropractor who loves chiropractic. The fact that I'm the president of the British Chiropractic Association makes no difference to my success in practice. In fact, I keep the two roles quite separate. However, active involvement in the profession gives me the drive to be my best in practice, and every day makes me immensely proud to be part of this amazing profession. Yet a day like today, enormously special though it is, can also be tinged with sadness. 5 years of study have bonded you tightly as a group. You have made friendships that will last a lifetime. You have been there to support each other during the times when the going got tough, when individual tragedies will have struck, and when it seemed like this day would never come. It is therefore only natural that a tear of joy may be blended with a tear of sadness as your student days draw to a close. For many of you, I am sure that this is a bittersweet moment. But you have concluded a chapter in your lives when you must now go in different directions. For you, the class of 2012, the time has arrived for you to spread your wings and leave the nest that has been AECC. This nest will have nurtured you from your infancy as chiropractic students, guided you through the adolescence of your early years as students, and will have supported you as you took your first faltering steps into the college clinic. Tutors and lecturers will have both inspired you and had you tearing your hair out. They will have reassured you during periods of uncertainty and chastised you when you stepped out of line. But like the proud parents that are here with you today, they will have had your best interests at heart and will have been equally desperate to see their offspring succeed. Today, I've spoken to many of them, and I know that those who are here with me on the stage are brimming with pride on seeing a new generation of chiropractors go forth into the profession. I salute their work, their dedication, and their patience in producing another fine graduating class. Likewise, I salute those who have made sacrifices of their own to enable you graduates to stand before us here today. As a father of two beautiful daughters, the joy of seeing your children achieve cannot be put into words. I know that some parents here today will have moved heaven and earth to enable their children to come to AECC. Partners, wives and husbands will have been there to provide both a shoulder to cry on and a jubilant hug of success. Children will have wondered why mummy or daddy always have their head in a book, or sometimes seem worried or stressed. None of you graduates will have completed this course alone. And to these extraordinary human beings, the backroom staff who have stood by today's graduates, I take off my hat. But back to you, our newest chiropractors. What can you expect of a profession that has become your morning, noon and night for 5 years? Chiropractic is a great profession. Now in its 12th decade, it continues to change the lives of millions of people around the globe. It has survived many assaults on its reputation and methods from those who wish to see it destroyed. Yet from each of these assaults, it has emerged stronger and better equipped to deliver high-quality professional healthcare. We're experiencing an age when a highly informed public is beginning to question conventional methods of healthcare. No longer is the public willing to just go with the flow and accept second-rate care in the management of spinal pain. No longer will the public tolerate being force-fed prescription medication along with medication to treat the effects of the medication. Informed patients are demanding more. They crave natural health care, avoidance of drugs and education that will empower them to care for themselves. Chiropractic can deliver on all counts. Now, as practitioners and human beings, we crave success. We want to know that our contribution to this planet has been a useful one, and that we have positively impacted on humanity, and that the world is a better place for our existence on it. The prospects for success as chiropractors will be strengthened by meeting the physical, emotional, and social needs of our patients, and by doing so, deliver the central tenets of health first defined by the World Health Organization in 1948. As chiropractors, we can and should be the spinal healthcare experts of choice. Let us do so by embracing the future, being mindful of our weaknesses and threats, aware of our strengths and opportunities, and by communicating with passion, exceeding expectations, and serving our patients. In the year that chiropractic was discovered, a British poet laureate penned words that have inspired generations since. The year 1895 saw the publication of If, arguably Rudyard Kipling's greatest work. And on this auspicious day, I make no apology for referencing the final verse of a poem that has served as a beacon to guide me in my practice, my role as BCA president, and in my personal life. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count for you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And what's more, you'll be a man, my son. For all of us, this is a happy day. Here, within this pavilion theatre, we are in a happy place. As I look out, I see expressions which speak volumes and convey the excitement that your futures as chiropractors will undoubtedly bring. Enjoy this moment. Savour the atmosphere of celebration and inhale the sweet smell of success. Ladies, gentlemen, and you, our graduates, who I'm now proud to call my colleagues, thank you for your attention.
Every now and then, some aspiring vet student parachutes in, or maybe an aspiring undergraduate, and enrolls in our course, takes it, and graduates and succeeds and develops in practice and becomes a great leader. It doesn't happen very often. In your case, Richard, to describe you that way would be a gross understatement. We thank you very much for being with us, and I think that if all of our graduates, if each of our graduates took just one leaf out of your book, the chiropractic profession would be in very good hands indeed for the future. Thank you.
We now come to the point of the presentation of student prizes, and Dr. Hugh Hurst, President of the AECC Graduate Association, will now announce the names of the candidates who can select for student prizes, and the former Mayor of Bournemouth, Councillor Valedictorian Baxter, will present the prizes.
The Outstanding Academic Student M. Chiro Year 3, donated by the British Chiropractic Association for the student with the best profile of marks, Philippa Ann Princess. Best Project M. Chiro Year 3, donated by the European Chiropractors Union to the student with the best project, as decided by the project subcommittee, Natalie Carmen Mickens. College of Chiropractors Project Award for the Master of Chiropractic Year 3, donated by the College of Chiropractors as decided by the Project Subcommittee, Edward Chung Tin Chung. Flavio Grillo Prize for the Best Clinical Proficiency Performance, awarded to the student whose performance exemplifies those characteristics identified with good clinical practice, Mark Rowe. Best All-Round Student, awarded by the college to the student who has contributed the most in non-academic terms to the college in his or her academic course, David Michael Elliott. The Rehabilitation Award, donated by W.R. Barclay Insurance Europe Limited, insurers of the British Chiropractic Association, to the student who has made an outstanding contribution to the advancement or the implementation within the field of musculoskeletal rehabilitation, Gert Lippens and Paul William Hindle. Outstanding Academic Student Award for the final year, donated by W.R. Barclay Insurance Europe Limited, insurers of the British Chiropractic Association, to the student with the best profile of marks at the end of the final year, and that goes again to Philippa Ann Prentice. Community Outreach Education Award, awarded to the student who's contributed the most to the Community Outreach Programme, Siobhan Nicolette Todd in absentia. And finally, we have the Graham Hill Award, donated by the AECC in memory of Dr. Graham Hill to the student with the best academic performance in achieving the postgraduate Master of Science degree, and that goes to Eric Johann Scher.
The Principal will now introduce the Valedictorian for 2012.
I am very proud to introduce the Valedictorian for the class of 2012. It's a name we started to recognize by now, Philippa Ann Prentice.
honoured guests and loved ones, who many of you, like my parents, have travelled here hundreds of miles to be with us today. And last, but no means least, the graduating class of summer 2012. It is an honour and privilege to address you this afternoon. Today is a day to celebrate our achievements with family and friends, as we look back and remember the journey. It is also an opportunity to look forward to our careers in this fantastic profession. Nothing about this course has been less than challenging. No one person here quite knows the sacrifices each one of us has made over the last 5 years. Whether it be strain on relationships, hurdles you encountered along the way, or the failures that have ultimately led to this day of graduating as Doctors of Chiropractic. Do not forget these sacrifices you have made, as they give true merit to the things we have achieved together. Whilst we have faced challenges, we have also gained much. An excellent foundation in examination and diagnosis, technique, patient management, and clinical reason. And let's not forget the ability to colour in at the speed of light. The education we have received and the facilities at the AECC have been second to none. I would like to thank all the tutors and support staff who have inspired us through their passion for chiropractic or in their specific discipline, the individual care and time, which has always been forthcoming, and the encouragement and building of confidence, especially in times of need. To the clinic tutors who guided us from academia into clinical practice, 1 year ago we arrived on your doorstep in various state conditions, some nervous and cautious, others eager and overconfident. We are grateful to you for challenging our clinical decision-making, driving us to improve our skills, and at times giving much-needed encouragement and advice. We are proud to now be your colleagues and hope you feel we are deserving of such recognition. To our family and loved ones, parents and family who instilled in us at a young age the idea that we could achieve our goals, and for their unwavering support, both emotionally and financially, that has allowed us to reach this milestone, we thank you. For letting us know that regardless of the successes or failures that we experience, that our best effort would make you proud. To partners, husbands and wives, I'm sure I speak for all when I thank you for your support, patience and understanding. I know in my own home it was a small miracle that a wedding actually took place at the start of this year. You will not go through this course without the support of your classmates. No one can better understand the pressures of this course. From the first awkward, unclosed moments of adjustive technique class, the sweat-inducing practical exams, and undertaking your very first adjustment, through to the highs of halfway through party, Christmas reviews, and general day-to-day banter and laughs. It has been an absolute privilege to share these moments with you all. And I hope throughout our careers and lives we will continue to support one another, both professionally and personally. It has been a pleasure to address you all today, and I would like to close with a quote from former President Nelson Mandela. A good head and a good heart are a formidable combination. Graduating today demonstrates proof of the good head. The good heart will become evident in the way we apply knowledge ethically for the benefit of our patients and greater mankind. Thank you and good luck.
Chairman of the Board of Governors, Professor Sean Hilton, will now close the proceedings.
Councillor Baxter, guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates. I said it would be good, and it has been marvellous. I won't detain you long. There are a few things I would just like to say briefly. And firstly, I'd like to return to Councillor Baxter and Mr. Baxter, her consort again today, who has stepped in, and we've been delighted to welcome her back from her time as Mayor in 2009 to deputise today for the incumbent Mayor. Sadly, illness prevented him being here. but we've been delighted to see you both again. Thank you. The principal mentioned that this ceremony is my final act as chairman of the governors. I've been on the board of AECC for 9 years, the last 6 as its chairman. And I must say, it's not only been a great pleasure, but it's been an honour. I'm associated, involved with a number of organisations, and I think I can say without fear of contradiction that this is the most successful organisation I've been involved with in that time, whether that's in terms of pass rates, distinction rates, financial stewardship, reputation. This is a quality organisation. And that can't be anything to do with me, because most of the rest I'm involved with are in a bit of trouble, actually. I think it's down to 2 things. The first is that this college has a long-standing and outstanding national and international reputation. Now that is hard won, but it's also hard work to maintain, and that is recognised. And the second is the people that do that, and it's everybody involved with the college. It's all the staff, the academic, administrative and support staff, and it's the student body who have been outstanding throughout all the time I've been involved here. So congratulations to the college for that, and I see it will go forward to even greater strengths in the future. I want to say just a very brief few words to you as graduates now. You've finished your very brief stint as graduands, and you are now graduates of the AECC. You are well-qualified healthcare professionals, and Richard Brown, in his marvellous address, has given you an awful lot to think about, and I don't want to add to that because I think he was very comprehensive, but maybe if I give you a little mnemonic of 3 P's, you will hold this with you. And those P's are, first of all, patience. We are healthcare professionals and we are here for patients. The opening line of the code of practice for my profession is always make the care of your patient your first concern. Of course, we have a living to earn, we have a life to lead, we have families, but we are healthcare professionals. Richard, I think, not only gave a marvellous address, but has been an invaluable member of the board of this college in the last few years, and I think shown outstanding leadership for the profession. So you have a great role model there. The second P is about pride, and it's about taking pride in what you do. But it's not the sort of pride that comes before a fall, where superiority, arrogance can lead to complacency. Stay humble, please. If you stay humble and proud, you will want to improve, and you will naturally improve throughout your careers as healthcare professionals, chiropractors. And that leads straight into the third P, which is professionalism. So whatever you do, you are professionals. Remember that, and your standards will remain high. So I wish you all the very best and congratulate you all once again. And my last words are to endorse what the principal said about the organisation of today, which has been marvellous as always. I'd like to thank all the registry staff and the other staff who've been involved in organising what's been a marvellous day. So with that, I can declare the formal proceedings of the ceremony closed and invite you all to join us for refreshments in the ballroom. Thank you.
If I could ask all the guests to remain in their seats until the platform party, faculty and college guests have left, and then you should follow us into the pavilion ballroom where refreshments will be served. Would all the graduates please remain seated for the year photograph to be taken? And it just now remains for Dr. Francis Wilson to lead the platform party off the stage. Thank you very much.